welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to follow up, you guys. The Hefeweizen is done. I've actually had it bottled and for maybe a week, and this is actually the last bottle. So here it is. I'm actually really pleased with the color. It carbonated nicely, as you probably heard on that opening video. It tastes great. Has a really nice body to it, so that kind of medium feel on the tongue. I feel like it is carbonated just right. Now, the only thing with this is it's not the kind of Hefeweizen that I'm used to, that I really prefer. And that Hefeweizen is the kind that is has like a clove kind of banana, almost bubblegum flavor to it. So this is, you know, just kind of a, I don't know if you would call it a, I don't know if it's a traditional Hefeweizen. I mean, I've had Hefeweizens that taste like this, but I prefer the other style. But this tastes more like just really light German wheat that my ex and I used to do all grain with years ago. So it's very nice, very refreshing. But so I went back through my logs and found a recipe. It was all grain recipe, and it was, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but it was Weihensteppen, and that's what we used to use. That's the yeast that we used to use. So I'm going to try it again and see if I can't get a hold of some Weihensteppen yeast. It's going to be a little tricky because it's in gallon batches, so I got to figure out what brand I'm going to use and all of that for the 1 gallon. So I have to do a little research and see if I can find that one. But yeah, no, I'm actually pleased with what it turned out like. I wanted to try the kit, because I bought this kit through Craft Brew. I wanted to try the kit first and just do it as is and just see what it's like, because I think that's fun to do that. And then you can go back and kind of add your own little flavor to it, right, or how you want to do that. So I ended up getting 6.5 bottles. I think I showed bottling this, I believe. But remember, I was like, hey, I'm supposed to get 10 bottles out of this. Well, for some reason, I thought they were 12-ounce bottles that they sold me, which I thought was kind of weird for these flip tops. So I measured it, and then, of course, these are 16-ounce. These are pints. So that's why I got fewer bottles than I thought. But that's okay, though, because at least the yield was right. So anyways, that is how the Hefe turned out. Now, today I'm going to bottle, I have a traditional mead that I need to get bottled, and I've been busy since last time I got on here. I brewed an Irish stout, so that's going to get bottled today and go to sleep for a while. I like my mead to be carbonated, so I don't know if any of you out there make mead, and if you carbonate it, you know, used to I did it in kegs, so it was CO2 that carbonated it. But this is bottles. I don't want to use priming sugar. So I'm just going to try to carbonate it with honey. But I've got to figure out what are the right proportions for a gallon of mead to carbonate with honey. So if you happen to know that, if you could leave a comment, that would be super great. And so after I bottle today, then I've got 2 fermenters that are going to be open. Because the mead, I won't go through the mead that quick. So I'm going to use that fermenter. But I've got 2 kits that I bought. And so in the next 2 or 3 days, I'll probably just brew them at the same time since they're gallons. But again, this is through Craft Brew. I'm going to do a brown ale. And so again, these are recipe kits that come with everything you need for the recipe. They're $15 online. So I'm going to do a brown ale. And then what I'm really excited about, when my ex and I first started brewing, the first beer we ever did was the White House Honey Ale. It was like the official beer recipe of the White House, I believe, when Obama was the president. And so anyways, they had a kit for White House Honey Ale. So I can't wait to do this. It's like a really light, refreshing beer, and it's a little sweeter. It has that back flavor of honey. So anyways, that's it for this video. I'll just have to keep you posted as I go along. I want to say thanks to Finro, I believe it is. You left a message. I had forgotten to buy a bottling wand when I was bottling this. And I was like, you know, I can just do it off the spout, because I bought a long spout for my bottling bucket. And it worked. But Finro brought up a good point that it's more likely to oxidize. You get oxidation in there if you run it through that bottling bucket off of the little spigot, is what I was saying. trying to say. And if you run that down into each bottle, there's a chance that you can do that. So I did get a bottling wand, and so today I'm going to be using that. And of course, years past when I was doing all grain, we used it all the time for the short time that we did bottles, because we ended up doing kegging, because we were doing 5-gallon batches, and that was just like a lot of bottling to do. Now with these 1 gallons, you know, you're only getting 6 bottles of this. It's no big deal to bottle. So anyways, thanks for that tip, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, you guys.